I'm going to teach you how to increase the number of clients that hire your law firm. You know, a lot of lawyers that I talk to could really use some help with their sales skills. And in business, sales are the most important thing. It's like Mark Cuban says, sales cure all. So I'm going to teach you a simple 5-step technique that I use for myself, and I also teach my clients, that will drastically increase the number of clients that hire you. I talk to lawyers all the time with a 25 to 35% retention rate. And those numbers aren't necessarily bad, but what if they could increase it to 50% or 65%? Think of what that would do for their bottom line. For a lot of law firms, just getting 2 or 3 more clients per month is a big deal. Even if you already get 50% of the people that you talk to hire you, what if you could get 75%? And the cool thing about this is you'll get more clients just by adjusting how you talk to the leads. You don't even need to increase the volume of the leads. What I want to do is show you a quick technique that will get a lot more people to hire your firm. Now, the first thing you need to remember is that people react to how you make them feel, not necessarily what you say to them. When talking to a new lead, you need to remember that you're selling emotion, not necessarily legal services. You're selling the relief that they're not going to go to jail, or the relief that they're not going to lose time with their kids, or that the IRS is not going to take their house. That sense of relief is what's going to make someone hire you right away, not all those fancy awards and plaques on the wall. People buy with emotion and then justify later with logic. Think about any time someone buys a car just because they like the car. And then when they get home, they have to either justify either to themselves or to their spouse why they bought the car. They say, oh, it's got great gas mileage and there's plenty of room for the kids. They bought with emotion and then they justify later to back up that emotion. If you can make the lead feel as comfortable as possible and that their problems are now your problems, they'll hire you every single time. And you got to remember, it's not about you. It's about the benefit that hiring you brings to them. Always remember that. Now, I based this technique off of something taught by a guy named Ryan Stewman, who's an awesome sales trainer. If you can master this technique, your sales will increase. Your first step is to ask a very simple question to get them talking. You're going to ask them, what made you choose to come in today? Now, you have 2 goals here. First of all, your goal is to get them talking. You want them to tell you every single problem they've ever had, because people only tell their problems to people that they trust. So the more that they talk, the better. Just let them talk. The second part is you're trying to establish that they made the choice to come in here. And making a choice is one of the hardest things for people to do. And if you don't believe me, just ask your spouse, where do you want to go to dinner tonight? Now, while they're talking, you want to take notes, but you do not want to interrupt them. Do not talk. There's a funny formula in sales. It's the more you talk, the less money you make. So remember that. If you want to make more money, don't talk. Once they finish, you need to ask them some questions to identify their pain. But first, you need to tell them what to expect. People always feel more comfortable when they know what to expect. I typically say something like, to learn how I can best help you, I need to ask you some questions, and I need you to answer them honestly. If you have any questions during the process, feel free to interrupt me, and I'll answer honestly as well. Does that sound fair? Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish that you're going to have a fair and honest conversation. You have to remember, most people have never been to a lawyer before. Most people don't trust lawyers, and no offense, but lawyers don't always have the best reputation. So what you need to do is you need to establish that you're going to have a fair and honest conversation with them to try to put them at ease, even if it's subconsciously. The next step is to ask questions so you can identify their pain. And the reality is that everyone's pain is going to be unique to them. But you have to ask questions so that you can figure out what their specific pain is. Maybe their spouse cheated on them, but their primary concern is that they haven't worked for 20 years and they need to figure out how are they going to support themselves. Maybe they can't pay their bills, but their primary concern is keeping their house. Or maybe they have a child with a traumatic brain injury and they're not interested in a big settlement. What they're interested in is making sure that the child doesn't hurt themselves. You have to figure out what each client's individual pain is in their specific situation, and that way you can solve it. If you go to the dentist, for example, and you say, oh, my tooth hurts, they don't start treating your entire mouth with fluoride, they fix the tooth that hurts. Once you've identified their pain, you need to get their permission to help. You need to show that you understand their pain. So restate their pain or their desire and then get their permission to help. You need to ask them, would you like me to help you with that? So for example, you could say, listen, I know this is your first DUI and I know you're scared. I've worked with many people in your situation just like you, and I can fight to keep you out of jail. Would you like my help with that? Or you could say, I understand that you need to go to the doctor, but you're afraid that your medical bills are piling up and your insurance company won't pay. I know how to deal with the insurance companies in this situation and I can help you. Would you like me to help you with that? Now, some people are going to say yes right then, and that's all it takes. But there's going to be a larger percentage of people that are going to hesitate. They're afraid of being sold, or they're afraid of attorneys, or whatever their hesitation is. And you need to incentivize them to get them to take action today. Listen, if you truly believe that the service that you provide your clients is in their best interest and that you can do a better job than any other attorney out there, then it is your moral obligation to get them to hire you right now, today. So you could say something like, if you hire us today, I will immediately file this motion so you can see your kids as soon as possible. Or, if you hire us today, I will get right on the phone with your insurance company and I will demand payment for all these medical bills so you can go to the doctor and you can get the help you need. Whatever immediate action, bonus, or incentive you can give them to get them to commit right then and there, do it. Feel free to be as creative as possible. So for example, you could say something like, if you hire me for your DUI case, I'll also handle your DMV case. And what we can do is file for a special license called a business purpose only license that will allow you to drive to and from work so you can make sure that you still have a job. Or you could say, retain us today and we'll make you appointments with all the doctors that we work with. They don't get paid until your case is over, so you can get the help today that you need without having to worry about how you're going to pay for it. The so you can statements are very important because what they do is they attach a benefit to your immediate action with the bonus. So if you practice this method and don't deviate from it, your sales and your close ratio will increase. But let me ask you a question. What if you're having trouble just getting leads to your law firm? Or maybe you're already getting leads, but you want to get more leads. Or maybe you just want to get rid of a lead source. Maybe you want to stop working with a lead generation company, or you want to get rid of your Google AdWords. Well, I'd like to invite you to a no-cost web class that I'm hosting, where I'm going to show you exactly how to get more leads and subsequently more clients for your law firm. The class is about an hour long, so it goes into way more detail than this video, and it's completely free. So all you have to do is click the link, select a time, enter your information, and then we'll hold a spot for you in the web class. Now again, there's no cost to attend this web class, and if you want more clients, you absolutely need to attend this class. Don't miss it. Click the link and register today.